Yes. Yay, we're on. Welcome, welcome. So let us start this call as we start every week. Just coming into presence and just coming into yourself, letting everything wash away and just saying, I call myself present. Just taking some breaths. I call myself present. All of the to-do lists, all of the things, they can just go into a box for the next hour or so. Nice. Nice. You're just going to start with the feminine energetic side. And so, yeah, just coming into yourself and just setting your intention energetically first. Your intention for this call. Just saying it to yourself. Reminding yourself, why did you show up today on this call? And taking another breath. And then just calling forward any other intentions that you're working on for yourself right now. For today, for this week, for this month, for this year. Just bring them all in energetically. Maybe see them all out there in front of you. Maybe allow a color or a shape or a symbol or something to appear to represent all these beautiful intentions that you have for yourself. Taking another breath. Just calling in the power of intention right now. It's not to be underestimated. When we just take a moment to pause and breathe and just remind ourselves, why are we here? What do we want for ourselves? What are our intentions? Practicing that process, our patch process. So as you think about, visualize, call in your intentions, remember that they are in the positive, in the affirmative. Something you're moving towards, not away from. Something you have control over. And when you think about your intentions, announce them and affirm them as if they already happened or happening. Imagine you are already that woman doing those things. You have already created and manifested those intentions for yourself. See yourself moving around the world as if you already are that woman. It's already happened and happening. And just notice how that feels in your body when you take a moment to visualize and feel into what it's like when these intentions have already been created. Taking another breath. No. Just inviting some opening of the throat chakra, if that feels good for you. Letting some sound, vibrations, noise come out. You're all on mute, so you can go nuts with your sound. Taking a breath in and just letting, even if it's just a deep sigh, just letting a deep sigh out. Or if you feel something guttural down in your belly, you can just let it out. Whatever noises you need. It's good to express this part of us, to let some noise and let some movement. Even if you want some shaking or some grounding, you can like hold yourself, put a hand on your heart or your belly. Just noticing where your body's at, doing a little bit of this somatic processing, depending where your energy's at, you might need softness and gentleness, so beautiful holding of the heart or the belly. Or if you're feeling a little bit of anxious energy, shaking the hands out, shaking the arms is good. If you're feeling any anger, you want to be like finding a wall and pushing onto that wall, or get your pillow and scream into your pillow. So just noticing the energy where you're at and how you can work with it and move it and shift it. I see some beautiful rocking happening. That's really nice as well. Maybe just stretching. Maybe you're stretching an arm, arms up, or your neck, or just giving yourself a moment to do that. Coming into our body. And just let you all finish that process. And as you come out of that, just gently opening your eyes whenever you're ready, and then just sharing in our chat box, what's your intention for today, for being on this call? What would you like to have happen today on this call? Whew. Maybe just being very explicit with if any of you need particular support for anything, like if you've come on today and you're like, yep, I really need help to move through ABC, then just sharing that in the chat so that we know. Or if you're happy to just be on the call and receive whatever transmission comes through, just letting us know where you're at. Oh, that's better. While you're doing that, I'm just going to share a little bit about our last retreat. We just come back on Monday. Nick was there, so she can probably share a little bit as well. Just want to share some of the magic and bring in the energy and the transmission from, oh my gosh, most of you here have been. Marble hasn't been to a retreat yet, but yeah, the rest of you know the magic that happens. It was a beautiful blend of new women and women who have been before. So it's kind of like 50-50, like Nick's second one. A few other ladies was their second retreat. It was really interesting to hear the difference between those who've had their first experience and those who come back the second time. Hearing like this trend with the women that come back the second time, that they can really see things in a different light. They're more open, they could go deeper. Really, really beautiful to hear that and see that. And still the women that were new for the first time still had all those big aha transformational, life-changing kinds of things. What I loved about it was, having the newbies with the oldies, because it really, the ladies who've been before, I think it gave permission to the newbies to really go a little bit deeper, and they can see the transformation in the women that have been doing the work a little bit. And if I reflect back on it, some of my memorable, most powerful moments were, it just all comes back to the energetic stuff. Family constellations again, half a day of that was just incredible. I'm so glad to bring that into the work. It's like, seems like the missing piece or the icing on the cake for all of this work. And we were kind of going through this wave of masculine, feminine, like tapping into the different energies. And I'm just gonna say the beach. I'm not gonna give away, but the beach. I can't I can't give detail because those who haven't been, it's like, we ruin it for them. So, but those who've been, the beach. Well, some of you do. Depends. But yeah. And yeah, if Nick, you want to reflect and share, that would be beautiful. She was just sharing before you guys came on. I was just checking in on how she was integrating. Yeah, come off. Hang on, you're on mute still. Wait. Go again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Oh, you've got the Golden Gate Bridge behind you. I'm going to be there in 2 weeks.
I have no idea how I managed to do that.
I mean, that's a sign, isn't it?
That's where you're going now. You have to go there.
I mean, I am. That's my first stop in
Excellent.
America. I'm flying into San Francisco. Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. Yes.
Re- Second retreat for me on the weekend. Massive, massive shifts.
Mm,
Absolutely. The layers this time and the stuff that I was working on last retreat, I've now realized I've realized the core of everything. That was the biggest thing for me, was to find the core of all my goals, all stem down to one core issue. And I now have a direction. And yeah, this week has been a really big integrating process. I'm handling integration a lot better this
yeah.
week. I've refocused. I've
Mm,
linked in with another lady from retreat who's linked me with another lady who's helping me on my journey to go back to help me with my health and spiritual goals. Linked in with another lady who's going to help me with my femininity and integration journey. I've explained to her what I've been going through, what I'm struggling with health wise, moving into menopause. So,
mm.
and she's going to start doing abdominal and womb work with me as well.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, they're probably the two biggest things. As well, actually, quite a lot has dropped in this week. I've had some more memories and more things that were unlocked as well that came through from breath work. So that was that hit me like a ton of bricks when all those memories unlocked for me yesterday.
Mm,
And I was driving, so I had to pull over and just like, oh, really
Well,
let it sink in. I was just like, oh, okay, this is happening like right now. I need to pull over and process this.
wow. Oh, beautiful.
So yeah, just taking myself gentle this week, and
Mm,
yeah, just I've
mm.
scaled back my gym routine, which was really hard for me to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
But
We
I'm
don't need
feeling
to push. Yeah, we don't
no,
need to.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling a lot better for it. And as my body and mind, everything's connecting. I'm just guest house process, saying hello to each sensation, saying hello to whatever body part I'm
Mm,
not used to feeling.
mm,
It's kind of opened a bit of a floodgate, but I just keep doing the guest house process and
mm,
massive, like I'm not in as much pain. Last time I felt like I was in pain, but this week I don't. Like
Amazing.
I'm acknowledging everything that's reconnecting, and it's all a much smoother process this time around.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I keep seeing this when women come back the second time. It's valuable. It's nice to see. Um, yeah, Kavita's done it twice. Emily, have you been twice or once? Now. Once. Yeah, okay. Oh, well, you'll be back. Yeah.
It's on my agenda.
Yeah. I literally am already thinking about the next dates, and I'm thinking either July, August, or November around those times. So you'll be in one of
Yeah, July
those.
be amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah.
depends when I come back, but yeah.
So I'm a lot more flexible now.
Say again, you cut out, sorry.
Oh, well, weddings now, so I'm a lot more flexible in my calendar commitments now. So
Yay! Amazing. Thank you. Thanks for the share, Nick. And yeah, I think witnessing you also stepping into claiming the woo-woo part of you. I think Nick's got some hidden talents that, she's been shut down by, by society and I don't know, family, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're awakening that, which is beautiful.
My nana's very excited. Like she's just like, finally,
Oh,
stop
yay.
listening to your mother.
Yes, amazing, amazing. I love that. Okay, let me have a read of what we've got. Intentions, recalibrating. These calls always help me to recalibrate my nervous system and my thought processes when I've been overwhelmed or anxious or caught up in the busy. Yes, rediscovering my sense of calm, emotional regulation. Amazing. Kavita, prioritize my well-being every day. Nice. Nick, nothing needed for today, just been to retreat and in integrating mode. Lovely. And Marble, I think, is probably on the road, so she can't type to us, but that's okay. So then if you want to share what goal or goals you're working on right now, that we can help you work through. Well, what's your main focus right now? And then that will give us a bit of direction. Marble, yes.
Yeah. Oh, for me, yes. So I think I'm just so anxious at the moment because I'm going back to work next week. I've been like on a long service leave.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the feeling of going back to work and I'm not really feeling like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like, I'm thinking maybe I should look for something else. But I don't have time to actually do that now because next week is just approaching. Like,
you mean look for a different job?
yeah, different job or something that I really enjoy doing. Yeah, that won't feel like a job, more like, you know, more like a business. That makes sense.
More like what, sorry?
More like starting up a business.
Oh, amazing. I love that.
Yeah, so that's something that I was trying to figure out, like, what part of the business would I want to start up?
Well, we have lots of business women in this group, so that's good.
Okay.
So you're not sure what kind of business, or do you have some ideas or some passions, something you're interested in exploring?
I do have some passion, like I love flowers, but at the same time, it's the location as well that's more important because at the moment, like if I'm gonna start a flower shop and a coffee shop, it has to be the right location.
Of course, this is happening right now, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's what I was just like going through like throughout the week, you know. This is something I could start, but is it the right business to be in as well?
Amazing.
That can be sustainable.
And you're in Melbourne, aren't you?
Yes, I'm in Melbourne.
Yeah, well, there's lots of options there. But sorry, did you say you're moving? Can you come a bit closer to the microphone? You're a bit faint.
Okay, yeah. Is it better now or?
Yeah, a little bit. You said something about location.
Yeah, like if I'm gonna start the flower shop or the coffee shop all together, where I live at the moment, there could be people who may not appreciate that kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Which suburb are you in?
I'm in the west, so Donnybrook. It's still like being built up at the moment, but but probably the people who are there may appreciate more of like that kind of.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, the store can be anywhere in Melbourne. It's just a matter of finding the right spot. Do you have a location in mind, an ideal location?
Not at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's something we can look at. So something you don't know, Marble, and of course this is always divine, is that Emily has been a florist and more than a florist, a flower artist, we say, has been in the industry for how many years? A long time. In weddings and in her area which is, what area have you been servicing, Emily?
Southwest Queensland.
Yeah.
So it's quite,
yeah, so she's been up in Queensland, in more of the remote areas. But yeah, has a lot of experience with that and has just since decided to transition out of that business to do other things in her life. But yeah, you two should talk.
yes. I was listening to you nodding my head like, oh yes, location and the struggles with location and flowers. I feel you.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to just start and then I'll think people will come. I think it's more like I need to use like marketing research as well.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Look, I think you actually have location going for you because Melbourne is our biggest city, so there's lots of options. Emily is in a very small town, and her struggles were getting the flowers in, on a schedule without them dying on her. So that was like a really big challenge, but I don't think you'll really have that in Melbourne. It'll be more about finding the right retail store in the right suburb for the right price. I imagine like Melbourne, rental prices of retail stores aren't going to be they're going to be fairly expensive. So
yeah, that's the other main.
But I love this for you. Like you're in such a perfect group for us to guide you in that and just to help you work out whether that is the best path forward for you, or if something else emerges, that would be perfect as well. We'll see what comes from that.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, there you go. Of course. I have no doubt you two will probably be at the same retreat, I'm guessing. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. So did you get a chance to do your vision goals activity yet, Marble?
Not yet. It's been very busy. I haven't started on anything, to be honest. But at the same time, I'm excited about this journey because it's something that I've thought through. Like I need to be part of this because this is something I want to go through and finish.
Yeah, amazing. Well, you've got plenty of time. So just when you get it done, it will help you with everything that you've just mentioned. It will help you with the anxiety you're feeling about going back to this job, and it will also help you on your path of possibly opening up a floral business.
Oh.
So I would invite you to make the time no matter what, because if you want to move forward, if you want to get out of, this funk, this is the thing that's going to get you out of it.
Yeah.
We don't use the term busy in this space. Busy is a disempowering term.
Yeah. And that's what I want to try to avoid doing. Like, I think with most things as well, as I told you before, like it's been like, it all sounds like procrastination.
Yeah.
But in my part, I always had to justify it. Like, I'm a single mom. I've got a lot going on. But, even if I'm a single mom, I should be able to find that time to do something for myself as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly.
So I need to find that balance and go through it.
Yeah, and you will. So module 1 will take you an hour. Module 2 will take you the most important part, 30 minutes. You can watch the videos while you're cooking dinner. You can listen to the videos while you're driving. Like you don't have to be sat down in front of the computer to do it. So at least just watch the videos, like the teachings, the learnings, that will give you the basics, and then you'll be able to move through these things very quickly and easily. Yeah, so just to come back to the busy kind of stuff and hearing you talking about procrastination and all of that, the women on this call have all been in that place before. They've all had to move through this same thing. It is addressed in modules 1 and 2. So just get into them and do them.
Okay.
Just be mindful we don't use the term busy because that's disempowering and that's giving our power away. So remember that everything's a choice.
Yeah.
And so rather than using the language I've been busy, what we do and what we teach here is we use the language of choice. So you would, instead of saying I've been busy, you would say I have chosen to allocate my time to my kids, or I have chosen A, B, C, and I've chosen not to allocate an hour of my time to the program. So that is the language of choice, and that is the language of accountability.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you can say also, and then also naming any emotions and issues that are coming up, which you have. You can say, I'm struggling with procrastination, and you share that in the group and we'll help you through it. Because there's actually no such thing as procrastination or self-sabotage or any of those things. What's actually happening is an incongruency. And there is sometimes a conflict of different parts of us. So one part wants this, or one part wants that, or there's a protector part of us that's coming out and getting in the way of the thing that we know we really need and deserve. So we can work through all those things. You've just got to, show up, which you are, to the calls. That's the great first step. Then dive into the course content and you'll be able to work through all of it. These women are a prime example of that for you, which is great. So just be mindful of your language. Don't use busy anymore as a term because it's disempowering. It's giving your power away. Use language of choice.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's okay to choose that you put the kids first. It's very normal with a mother. All the women on this call today all have kids.
Yeah.
But it's just how you language it. So you can, so we're not gonna allow the word busy anymore, okay?
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I feel better that, there are some women who have been in the same place I've been on, and I think it's the start of that journey as well. So I can learn from them and
yes, you will. I promise you, if you just give yourself a few hours, get through module 1 and 2, you will already have massive changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
So make a commitment, make the agreement with us today that in the next week or 2, you will get through those 2 modules at least. Does that feel doable?
Oh, it does, yes. I've been going through, there's that masterclass. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like all these other people who have been in different businesses and have been leaders. They kind of have a platform on masterclass where they can share what they've been doing, what has worked, what hasn't worked, and stuff like that. So I've been listening to some of that as well, and it's been very empowering. So
yeah. So why are you doing that but not this then?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I haven't actually opened up the link. That's probably what it has been, because on my phone it doesn't open up for some reason. So I have to open it up from my laptop. And because sometimes I'm on the road,
you can definitely open it from your phone. So if you've got a tech issue, then contact Michelle. I think you've already spoken to her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have, yes.
Yep.
I
Michelle,
think I just need to update the software and that should do it, because I've got
you can definitely do it on your phone. You can definitely do it on an iPad. It works on all the devices. If you have any tech issues, post in the group or contact Michelle.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
Don't let that stop you.
No worries. I will do it.
Yeah. We got you, girl. We got you. Anyone want to share any, words of encouragement for Marble? Just type it in the chat so she can see. Beautiful. So I'm just going to read what the other ladies have written here. Focus is listening and acknowledging my body's needs and giving it the nourishment it needs, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Beautiful. Focus is closing a chapter. Yes. Feels like trudging through the mud. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, wrapping up for final 3 weddings. Wow. A big transition for you. And overall goal for this year, focusing on core issues. Yeah. So, okay, I just want you to reframe issue. It's not an issue, the goal.
Goal.
Outcome. You're talking about the feminine stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah. Let me read the rest of this. Found this takes me retreat. Yeah. So, no, guys, one line. I want your one line goal that uses the patch format. It's short, sharp. It's one line. Marble Emily has written to you some advice, starting with making time to get on these calls is brilliant. Keep prioritizing this time and the rest will eventually fall into place. There you go. Thank you, ladies. So yeah, it's really simple, one line. So Nick says to Marble, put 15 minutes to 1 hour into your calendar for me time, something that helped her. Kavita says, I keep choosing to prioritize other things before. Oh, she kept choosing to prioritize other things before the course. We can do this and put ourselves first. Yeah, it's moving through that journey of carving out me time and putting ourselves first. But even when we put ourselves first, we're putting everybody else in there, because if we don't put ourselves first, then everyone else suffers. But when we do put ourselves first, then everyone else can rise and flourish with us. So one line, let me see if I can make these. So Nick, so my focus listening and acknowledging my body's needs, giving it nourishment. It's too long, so you could just say I write it in patch. I listen to my body's needs, full stop. That's enough. The rest, flows from there.
Yeah.
Emily, what have you got? I create freedom in my life. Maybe simple, easy. And Nick, your overall goal about the core issue. Yeah, so something around the feminine. I embrace my feminine. Full stop, easy. And then what else we got? Yeah. I love and acknowledge all parts of me. Could be a nice one as well. Kavita says to Marble, schedule it in your calendar. Yeah, put it in the calendar. What's stopping you from putting it in the calendar? Great, Emily, I create freedom in my life. Perfect. That's it. It's simple. It's one line. It's affirming. It's stating it in the here and now as if it's already happening, something you have control over, all of those things. Okay, you all know what comes next. What am I going to say now?
How will we know when we get there?
Yes. Yes. How will you recognize when you're there? What needs to be there? What will you be seeing, hearing, or feeling? What will you be saying to self? What will you be saying to others? Fill out a little bit of that. You want to find, when we're writing the answers to this, you want to find what I'm calling the juicy the juicy part. The one that kind of has a bit of a to it when you want to write it down or when you want to say it out loud, because that's where our domino effect is. That's the one we really want to hone in on. You don't need to write a big laundry list necessarily. As you scan through that in your head, there'll be something along the way that just goes, it makes you go, oh yeah. So tracking the energetics here again. What makes you go, ugh, when you answer those questions? Try and find that and then share that with me, because that will give us direction.
Mine's around communicating my needs.
Nice. Yep. So then how you recognize when you love and acknowledge all parts of you, or what was the other line I gave you? You listen to
I
your
listen to my body's needs.
needs. Yep.
I feel like
You-
I'm getting better at that, but I'm still sacrificing it to some extent for others. Or feel like I need
Wait,
to
we're not there
explain.
yet. We're not
Okay.
there yet. You're almost, yeah,
Yeah.
you've gone ahead.
Cool.
It's fine. It happens. So
Oh, I skipped.
we're just saying what needs to be there, which is great. You've said, so when you are listening to your needs, then the next layer underneath that is you communicate what?
I don't actually know.
Yeah, okay. So you
Yeah.
communicate your needs, you communicate your boundaries. Like,
Yeah, communicating boundaries and just enforcing with others that what I'm doing it's my way. This is how I want to do it, and just
mm.
I don't need to give you an explanation, really.
Got it. Okay. Yep. I communicate my boundaries without,
Over explaining.
without explaining or justifying.
That's it. Justifying. That's what I was looking for.
Huh?
I was
Justifying.
like, oh, when you're trying to over explain something, for me anyway, it's usually I'm trying to justify my decision.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you don't act by your
No.
decision. Yeah.
Good. Okay. So that's the one for you, Nicole. Now just hold on to that one. We're going to move through that in a second. You already started to go there, but we'll get there. We'll get.
Yeah, my brain's already like,
Oh, it does. It does. It does. Yeah, it's an important point to notice and pause on this is when we are doing this work and this process, that remember this process is a process of what, not how. Just what, not how. The brain starts to automatically go into, oh, but this is the thing that's in the way, and this is the thing that's stopping me, and oh, this and that, and you go into the past and you start dwelling on la 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 la. No, that's why I paused you. Yeah, we don't want to go into any of that yet. We don't want to go into the story of why you're not doing that yet, right?
yeah.
We just want to define what you want to be doing when you have achieved that goal.
Yeah.
Yep. So you'll be communicating your boundaries without explaining or justifying.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that's step 1 and 2 we've done. We're going to move on to step 3 in a minute. Emily, you wrote you make decisions based on what aligns for you. Great. Similar realm as Nick's. Kavita, what's your one? So yours is, I just got to scroll up a bit. Yeah, you prioritize your well-being every day. So how will you recognize when you're doing that? Or
So I feel more balanced and regulated in my mind and body.
no, not I feel. I create balance and regulation, because you say feel, you're putting power outside of you. Yeah.
I create
Yeah.
balance and regulation.
Yeah, that's it. That's enough. We'll stick with that. I create balance and regulation.
What I was trying to get at is I need to check in with myself more.
Yeah, great. I check in with myself, what, daily, hourly, weekly?
Daily.
Yeah, I do.
And like do the guest house process a lot more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I check in with myself daily.
Yeah, awesome.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, guest house is great, but I don't want to limit you to only one process. So make it a bit more open, that I check in with myself and I do whatever processing is required.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yay, cool. Are we ready for step 3? What's next? What am I going to say now?
What's stopping you?
Yay. Yay. Love it. You're getting it. You're getting it. Cool. Give me the answers to what's stopping you. What's the roadblock? What's in the way? We're looking for thoughts, actions, behaviors. What's stopping you from communicating your boundaries without explaining or justifying? What's stopping you from creating balance and regulation? What's stopping you from making decisions based on what aligns for me? Defining myself. Okay. Oh, thank you. This old chestnut. We just keep chipping away at it, don't we?
Conquered this, but I don't think I've conquered it in every part of my life. In certain parts, yes, and it just keeps trying to creep back in.
Good, good. Yep. It's good to have that level of awareness now, isn't it? Yep. Great. So what external measures are you defining yourself by? Just take a moment to think about that and write that down. And Marble, you can just play along in the background. I'm sure you are. This is this is modules 1 and 2, kind of taking the ladies through. So you'll get conscious awareness of what this is once you dive in and start practicing the pieces. Good. Okay, you're noticing different parts of your neck. That's great. So get clear on what each part is saying. What are they saying? Tell me about these two parts. I want to meet them.
One part of me knows what to do, and just wants to jump off the deep end and do all the things and do everything all at once. And the other part of me is just too hard, too scary. I'm going to be judged. Just don't do it.
Nice. Okay, the other part.
It's sort of like is that the protection part, maybe?
Yeah. Nice. The other part said too much, too what?
The other part wants to do all the things and just do everything all at once, just go all in, all out.
Yeah.
And the other part's like, would you just stop it and slow down?
Yeah. Cool.
Little Miss
Awesome.
Perfectionist needs to take a back seat.
Which one's the perfectionist?
I don't know. I think I just added a third one.
Yeah, third part, yeah.
accidentally.
The perfectionist is saying take a back seat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice.
The perfectionist wants to drive and I'm not letting it. I'm like, no, chill out.
That's the one that wants to jump all in? No. No.
I don't know. I feel a little bit conflicted there because I want to do all these things and do it right the first time, but a part of me also knows that I need to go slower, and I'm really struggling with that confliction of slowing down.
Yeah,
bit
I
by
see.
bit.
Yeah, the perfectionist part wants you to do it right. So that is a third part, the part of you that wants to get it done right. The other part, let's just dive off the Golden Gate Bridge, let's go. And then the other part is like, whoa, sister, slow the fuck down. Awesome. So I might give you all a new process. I haven't really taught you parts or parts integration. So let me have a think about, I might create something now with you, put it together. Let's see, because I can guide you through that. But yeah, I want to teach you how to do it for yourself as well. So let me just read the others. Oh, I love how your brain works, Emily. Should be doing things you're good at. I've worked so hard, sure, so should let go of something. So should-
Yeah, so I should. I actually had people say that to me about closing my business. But you've
Yeah.
worked, would you let it all go? Because I've worked so fucking hard, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I get that
Yeah.
a lot. It's like I think I'm throwing away something and that's throw away.
You have parts there as well. So this is good. We can do parts on this. So the part of you that wants to be free and walk away from this business, and the other part of you that is listening to and engaging with what everyone else in society is telling you you should do. Yeah, so we'll look at those two parts. Kavita, the pain and shame I feel towards myself and what I've been through. Will I look for dopamine hits and sit in the shame and discomfort? Thank you. Of the other parts of me. Oh, we got parts there too. Guess what? We're doing parts. Looks like we've been guided to do parts.
We have.
Okay, beautiful. So whether you have 1 part, 2 parts, 5 parts, 10 parts, doesn't matter. This process, or this theory, this concept of parts comes from the what's it called? The modality called IFS, Internal Family Systems. But it's also taught in NLP and hypnotherapy, and in that modality they just call it parts work, or they call it parts integration. It also is there in shadow work. They call the part the shadow, right? So
Yeah.
and then it's also there in ancestral healing and family constellations, like the parts that are representing, they're the parts as well. So you can see they're everywhere. They are being utilized in all of the modalities. And I'm going to go through ways that we can work with this, and so that you can do this for yourself as well. Let me just have a think about what would serve us best here. It's actually the guest house process, but an extended version of the guest house process, right? Yeah, we just need to add a few extra layers to it. So guest house process, it works with 1 part or 1 emotion or 1 thought. Yep. So if we have multiples that are in conflict, or if we've got a protector part, so some of you have got the protector part and then you've got another part. When we're working with multiple parts that are in conflict, we do the same part of it with the guest house process. Let me just think this through. But then we offshoot. Okay, I'm going to write this on the whiteboard actually, because then we'll have it step by step. So you can do this very like explicitly in black and white. You write it out in a journal. You can do this like really like trancy, like, you know, in a visualization state kind of thing. We'll call it parts integration. I like the term parts. I like the term integration because that is the end intention, is we want to integrate all the parts so that they can come back together as a unified whole and start working together, rather than working against each other and butting heads and conflicting. They're almost fighting. This part says this and this part says that, right? You recognize that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So it's parts integration. We want to bring them back into a unified whole. Okay. So we start with the guest house process where we welcome all of the parts of us. Just let them all come out. Yep, so welcome all parts, however many there are. Then you pause, be with all of your parts. Nothing to do here. Just be with them. This is like the guest house, like let's have a cup of tea together. Yeah, let's invite them in, you know, invite them at the door. Greet, what does he say? Invite them at the door laughing and welcome them in. Just be with them and acknowledge them. That's it, right? Acknowledge them is a really important piece. So sometimes the words around acknowledgement that are nice are I see you, I hear you, you are not alone. The really beautiful one. Okay, step 1 and 2, sometimes that's enough to disengage whatever's there and then they integrate and boom, you're done. It can be that quick. It can be that quick. We did a beautiful energetic parts in family constellations on the weekend, and I don't remember what this part was jealousy. It was a jealous part. And as soon as we just said to it, hi, I see you, you're not alone, the part just went, oh, and it just like relaxed. It was very cool. Remember that one, Nick?
I do.
Cool, huh?
It was so cool.
Yeah. It just wanted to be seen and heard. Cool. So let's go step 1, step 2. Okay, then if the can you please it's not playing nice numbered list. Oh, that's not. Let me fix my formatting. There we go. Oh, okay. Let's do that. I just want it to be right. Yeah, it's not going to work. Hello, Miss Perfectionist. She's here right now.
Perfectly imperfect.
Exactly. The part of me that really desires a space here in between 1 and 2 is just going to take a step back. I'm just going through parts integration right now. And she's feeling judgment and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not very professional of you. La, la, la. Okay, good. She's gone now. See? I just did it. It takes seconds, okay? That's beautiful. All right, so yeah, so part 1 and 2 can be enough to disengage and transform it already. If not, if the parts are still sticking around, then we actually want to visit each part individually and talk to each part individually. Cool. So that's when you go, okay, part A, step forward, speak, then create space to speak to each part. Okay, so you just choose which ones you want to connect with, part A, or call them whatever you want to call them, right? It could be the perfection. You can give them names or numbers or letters, whatever, or colors. Doesn't matter, right? Part A, part B, part C, or the perfectionist part and this part, the shame part, the judgment part. Sometimes it's nice to give them those terms if you know that it is the part of you that is fearing something, or the part of you that's feeling guilty or judged, blah, blah, blah. That's good to name them. And then you come back to guest house and do the part where we ask for a message, wisdom, knowledge, insights, so on and so forth. You can just ask, start with that question. Is there anything I need to know from you right now? Yeah, anything I need to know from you right now? Or what are you here for is another good one. Or what do you want from me is another good one. And really what we want to find here is what we call the positive intention. You can ask, what is your positive intention for me? But like those questions of what are you here for? What do you want for me? That's kind of already alluding to connecting with the positive intention. Because remember that all of our thoughts, actions, behaviors, they all do have a loving and positive intention. Right? And we use a very simple example here of smoking or drinking or any addiction that traditionally we and society will shame and poo-poo that part of us. But what's actually the loving and positive intention underneath any of our addictions is self-soothing, is coping, is, you know, there's always something underneath that it wants for you. So the key is, can you find and connect with the positive intention? Now, this is where it can get a little bit tricky to do on your own, but it takes practice to get to this place. But what you want to then do is you want to go and cycle to all of your other parts. So now you go back to the next part and go, hey, I see you, I hear you, you're not alone. Is there anything you want from me right now? What are you here for? What's your positive intention? So then rinse and repeat with all other parts. Okay. Then this is where the magic happens. Going round and cycling through each of your parts and receiving this wisdom. When you receive this wisdom, usually things will start to integrate and start to come back into wholeness. Like all this wisdom and insight starts to drop in through that process as you go through this part, then the next part, then the next part, then the next part. This is where sometimes you need to be held by someone externally in this, because, you know, we can see on the outside more than you can see on the inside. But the more you get practice at this, the more you'll be able to do it for yourself. Because sometimes finding the positive intention can be tricky. We'll ask for one of you to be a demo in this in a moment, and we'll see what comes of it. And then so sometimes I'll shoot off into different places here. Sometimes I might need to do an inner child healing at that point, depending on what expresses itself, right? But generally, let me just think about that. Yeah, generally, if you might have to shoot off and do inner child. If not, then like really the last part is we then want them to somehow come together to play nice together as a unified whole. Right? Because this is the thing, all parts of us want the same fucking thing for us, right? They've just forgotten. So this is a remembering. It's like, hey, can we stop fighting? We all want Megiddo to feel good and be happy, basically, right? At its core, it's a remembering of all parts of us and our body that, hang on a minute, why the fuck are we fighting? We all want Megiddo to be happy, safe, peaceful, content. You know, it always comes back to these common themes of positive intention: safety, happiness, peace, content, whatever that is, right? Freedom. Yeah, so I could have it a guess that, Emily, your part that wants freedom, that's actually conflicting against the society part, actually at its core wants the same fucking thing for you. Right? They're just forgotten. So then we go, hold up, stop fighting. Can we all play nice again? Hello, we're all on the same team here. Yeah. And then we ask them to come together and play as a team. Yep. Or sometimes our parts can be really freaking stubborn. Okay. And they're like, no, we are not the same. I'm not playing on your team. It can happen like that. If that happens, this means we have to give what's called timeshare. We have to give them all their own allocated time and space to express themselves and their needs. So if they won't come together and play nice and play like, you know, on the same team, then we say, okay, how about you get Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and you get weekends or whatever. And then usually they go, okay, fine. As long as I get my share of time and I get my share of time, we're all happy here. Yeah. So it's a matter of just talking to your parts and seeing how can they coexist together in a healthy expression, not in an unhealthy expression. So, yeah, so connecting positive intentions, think what step 5 would be then. Rinse and repeat with all other parts. And now ask all parts come together and we're on the same team. Come together as a greater unified whole, or allocate timeshare for each part be expressed. Cool. Yeah, so then usually it will all resolve itself after that. And then, is there anything else? Don't think so. Yeah, that feels like I've got it all, but let's do a practice and a demo, and then any other pieces will come out through that. Okay, so any questions, clarifications, insights and wisdom that have dropped in from you learning this process from me now? You can just come off mute and talk to it.
I could feel a little bit of processing going on for me just as you were sort of talking through that process.
Yes, thank
So
you.
like even, yeah, both parts, right? It is like then they just go, oh, hang on, okay, that's what that's trying to give me, and that's what that's trying to give me, and it kind of just starts to dissolve.
Yep.
So,
exactly.
yeah.
So, yeah, what you've just witnessed is what we call conversational hypnosis. Yeah, so we can do it conversationally in third person, in a disassociated, detached way. As if
Yeah.
I'm not working with you, but I am working with you, and then everybody gets the transmission in a really
That's so cool.
beautiful, easeful, gentle way. Nice. I saw it happen. I could see it happening. Kavita, it happened for you too, right? I think. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I saw you going into a bit of processing. Whoops.
Yeah.
Just moving the thing. Careful on the screen.
Whoops.
It's all right. It happens on mobile.
I was trying to move the whiteboard.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot I'm on phone.
Oh, yeah, you moved the text. Maybe try turning it sideways. I know the whiteboards can be annoying on mobile devices.
I didn't know that we could have like a conversation with all of them like that. I thought it just had to be one at a time. So that was really cool.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And another thing I like to do sometimes when I'm guiding people through this is I'll set like a bit of a scene, depending on the person I'm talking to. I might say, imagine you're sitting in the boardroom and all of your parts come out around the table. Or I might say you're at the dinner table, or I might say you're, you know, at the beach and there are rocks on the beach. You know, I'll kind of give them a little bit of a visual sometimes.
I also feel, Magita, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you have worked on something, it's like it still comes up, like they need reminding. Like
Yes, yes, some things yes,
happen?
some things no. Like there's some stuff I've worked on from my past, like Trigger Freedom, for example, has gotten rid of stuff. It's gone completely. and then other things, they come up, but they're like different expressions of it,
Mm,
different context. And I think my experience is it gets like less and less and easier each time,
mm.
and it moves through faster or something. Yeah, I guess is how I notice it for me. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So who wants to be a demo? I'll take you through. Or I can just do it for the whole group. I can do a generalized one and you all get guided through it together.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm happy to do a group one.
Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Just gonna copy this into my notepad because I want to close the whiteboard while I do the process. But I want to have it here in case I need to add anything to it.
Also, I do have another question.
Yeah.
If something really uncomfortable comes up
Mm.
that you don't remember,
Mm.
like you had forgotten,
Yes.
and something uncomfortable comes up, how do you work through that?
Well, these are working with parts that you've already just named, for
Yeah.
example. And we're giving them like shapes or colors and whatever. So we're already disassociating it from your internal and your body. So it makes it,
Okay.
makes it easier to see them and to work
Yeah.
with them because they're outside of you.
Mhm.
They're not in you.
Okay.
But also like I really resonate with your question and your fear around that, and I want to acknowledge that. And the only advice I have around that from, again, my knowledge, my experience, is that if memories and things like that come up, it has come up at the right time for you, and trust that that's why it's there. But at the end of the day, you're in the driver's seat. You can just stop the process.
Mhm.
Just open your eyes. You need to orient around you. This is, nervous system stuff. Remind yourself you're in the here and now. You just look around and go, oh, there's an air conditioner, there's a curtain, my feet are on the ground. Yeah, and just start naming the things around you that will bring you back so that you're not having the flashback or the memory, whatever, right? So you can just pull yourself out at any time.
So if it's there and it's there for a reason, I know it's there for a reason, and I know it's something I want to work through.
Yeah, you can choose.
Okay.
Yeah, if it comes up and you're like, yeah, I feel regulated, I feel strong, I feel ready to work through this, let's do this, keep going. If you're like, oh no, not today, just okay, the key there is to acknowledge it though, and just say, oh, hey, I see you, but not today, I'll come back to you later. Yeah, it likes that when we talk to it like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like, you girls know how many layers I've been moving through for my trip.
Yeah.
And another layer came up the other day, but I was already working on fucking 3 layers at the same time. And this other layer came up and I just went, no, enough. I'll come back to you. And I just put it away, but I know that it's there and I know that I'll address it when I'm ready. Yeah, so that's how I worked with it. Does that help you feel a bit better, a bit safer?
Yeah.
To do it? Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So just close the whiteboard but yeah, I will share this. I will share this in the group. I'll probably cut this bit and put it as a new module in the course because now I've just taught parts integration. So that's great. Thank you for bringing that through. So yeah, when you're ready, just getting comfortable. You can do this with your eyes open or closed. Just don't look at me directly on the screen because I'll distract you from the process. Just take some nice deep breaths. I can't remember the names of all of your parts, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to refer to them as your parts because we're doing this in a general way. Okay. So yeah, just taking some breaths. Just coming into your body. Just setting the intention to do some parts integration work now. Taking another breath. Oh, just seeing how much more you can soften and relax your body, your muscles. The more softness, the more relaxation we can bring. I just notice the easier these processes are. You're just scanning through your body and just maybe moving or shifting in whatever way supports more relaxation to come through for you. And now when you're ready, taking a moment to think about which parts you would like to work with today, which parts are in conflict right now. The part of you that says this, part of you that says that, the part of you that wants this, the part of you that wants that, all the multiple parts that are all here, blah, 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 all conflicting and having a go at each other. So just allowing all parts that feel ready, safe, comfortable to be expressed in this moment to come out in front of you. You can just imagine that they've all come out in front of you. Maybe they're just all standing there in a line, or maybe they're sitting around a table. In whatever form they want to represent themselves in. Just taking a breath and pausing now. Maybe you've just seen some shapes or colors that represent your parts, just allowing the unconscious mind to express your parts in whatever way it wants to for you. It's taking a sacred pause now with these parts of you. Taking a breath. Welcoming all of these parts. Nothing to do. Nothing to do here, just be with your parts. Just welcome them. And just say to them, I see you. I'm here with you. You are not alone. That is all, just that. Just notice how your parts respond to just being seen, maybe for the first time. Notice how your parts are behaving now that they've been acknowledged, maybe for the first time ever. Good, that's nice. Keep going, you're doing great. Taking a breath. Remembering that you can pause and bring yourself out of this process at any time if it becomes too much, and remember to orient with the room if you need that as a resource. Taking another breath. Oh. So for some of you, this might be enough already, your parts just being seen and heard and acknowledged. Maybe they've all already taken a step back. Maybe they've all already come together in a unified whole. So just notice what's happened for you in this process so far. Because it's not to be underestimated, the power of simply acknowledging our parts. Sometimes these parts of us haven't had a chance to be seen and heard and expressed in many, many years. And sometimes just this piece is enough for them to reintegrate. Just notice what's happened there for you. Oh. Often these parts of us have been shamed, shunned, suppressed, ignored by ourselves, by society, by our programming. So just giving some space now, no more shame, no more poo-pooing our parts. All parts are welcome here. All parts are allowed to be expressed here. Nice. Taking another breath before we move on to the next step. And the next step now is to scan through all of your parts and notice which one would like to come forward first for you to have a chat with. Just allow this part to now step forward. All the other parts can take a step back for a moment, but they won't be forgotten. We've seen all of them. We've acknowledged all of them. They will be addressed in their own time. And just letting this particular one that wants to be seen and heard first to step forward. And just notice that one. Again, welcoming it. I see you, I hear you, you're not alone. And now just connecting with this one particular part and just asking it those questions. Is there anything I need to know right now? What are you here for? What do you want for me? What's your positive intention for me? And just connecting in deeply with this part and just really listening and hearing what does it have to say to you. Notice if this part is maybe a younger version of you. Sometimes if it's a younger version, we need to give it time and space to allow to have its full expression that didn't get to be expressed back then. So notice if that's required now as well. Giving you a few moments of silence to connect with this part, to receive the wisdom, the insights, to connect with what it wants for you, its positive intention. And whenever you're ready, this is where you rinse and repeat this same process. So then you move on to the next part that wants to be expressed. And then you rinse and repeat the same process. Is there anything I need to know right now from you? What are you here for? What do you want for me? What is your positive intention for me? Receive that knowledge and wisdom and insight from that part and then move to the next and move to the next and move to the next until all of your parts that need to be expressed today are seen and heard and held, acknowledged, and this deep knowing and connection to their positive intention. Taking a breath, remember to breathe. At this point, you might want to write down some of the insights, some of the positive intentions as they come through. Or you can just stay internal and stay with your parts. Oh. Remembering to breathe. And then the next step, whenever you're ready, is to just simply ask these parts if they're willing to come together as a team again, reminding them that we're all here for the same thing. We all want the same thing for this beautiful woman. So can we come together as a unified whole now and play nicely as a team to fulfill these positive intentions for this beautiful woman? Or if they're still butting heads a little bit, just allocate time for each of them to each have their own time to be expressed and to have their intentions fulfilled. And just notice which one of those fits best in this moment. Remember to breathe. Taking all the time that you need to allow this process to complete itself. Maybe it's cycling back and just checking in. Is there anything else I need to know right now? Is there any other message, wisdom, insight, lessons, knowledge? Just receiving any final pieces that are required for this beautiful integration to come to its completion. And then just allowing each of you to come back in your own time. Remember to breathe. And then just inviting any shares in the chat as well, whenever you're ready. And there we have hearts integration combined with guest house and lots of other things in a 10 to 15 minute time frame. Some of the deepest, most profound work that we can do that takes 10 to 15 minutes. Pretty cool. Great share, Emily. I realized I've been flipping between giving each part a monopoly on center stage one at a time instead of sharing the stage together. Exactly. It's exactly what happens in parts conflict. When they're in conflict, they're flipping and they're fighting and they're butting heads. When they come together, they come together. So your metaphor was they come onto the stage together rather than trying to have solo pieces. Yeah, didn't actually realize what was possible. Yep, for them to share. Beautiful. To share the stage. Exactly. Love it. Perfect. Perfect integration there. Thank you. Very powerful. This transmission, I'm so glad I asked to record it. This transmission is going to be huge for the group. So yeah, thank you, ladies. I'm just going to turn the aircon down 1 sec. So temperature changes in the body can be a sign of somatic processing. And even though I'm holding space for you all, my parts just did all of that too. And I suddenly, yeah, felt the temperature drop in my body. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. I just named them. I had to yawn to process that, of course. Oh,
Can I share verbally?
yes.
So what I noticed, and can I bring up therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So, you know, in the past, when I've done therapy with a psychologist, what I noticed is cognitively I understood,
Mm.
but
Mm.
I don't know what to call this work, if it's spiritual or metaphysical,
Yeah.
somatic.
Somatic, energetic. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I noticed is so so one of the parts of me that came out was one that wanted to blame
Mm.
what happened is your fault. It's your
Mm.
fault. And in therapy, cognitively, it's like, can you see yourself as a little child? Can you see how you shouldn't blame, you know, like,
Yeah, that's
but a part of me wanted to come out and be like, I blame you. I hate myself. Like,
Mm.
you know,
Thank you.
like, so she
Thank
needed
you.
to, she never had a voice and she needed to have that voice,
Yep.
even
Yep.
though it was hard.
Yep. Thank you. It's so beautiful. What a beautiful.
Even though it was hard for me to hear it, hard for my
Mm.
smaller parts to hear it, it needed to have a voice
Oh,
and be
yes.
heard
Yes.
and
Exactly.
then reasoned with.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that was the part we just had in Family Constellations. It was jealous, the jealous part. It wasn't given the stage, it wasn't given an expression, and it kept freaking hammering.
Mhm.
Yeah, until it was finally heard, and then it just went, oh.
Because we all get told jealousy is bad.
Mm,
You
no.
know, you shouldn't have that because, but
Mm, mm,
like you said, all parts are welcome here.
yes, all parts are welcome here. Yep. The jealous part underneath it was actually creating this woman's drive and passion, like drive in her ambition and everything.
Mm.
So see, the positive intention behind it was actually pure and beautiful, but we just had to let the jealousy be expressed and be seen and heard for it then to integrate, and then now drive and passion can come forward without the
Mhm.
unhealthy expression of jealousy.
I see that. I did some unconscious writing, and
Mhm.
part of my story I've been telling myself is no one cares about me, no one cares about me, no one cares about me.
Mm.
And that part that came up said, no wonder you think no one cares about you, because you don't care about me to hear me.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So, and then
Mm.
what happened?
Wow.
And
Beautiful.
it's looking for someone to blame.
Yes. Oh, freaking hell, I love this shit. Oh, so good. So good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. My
I didn't
pleasure.
want to write all of that down. I was like, can I
Yeah.
just-
Oh, I'm so glad this came out today. Like this is kind of, yeah, one of the other pieces of my work. And I
like I
wasn't.
said, for 10 plus years, it's been like, see your little child. No, it's not their fault. Blah, blah. How could it be their fault? They're this age. But, you know, there was
No,
this
we can't do it
overriding part that,
Yeah.
yeah.
We can't do it cognitively. No. So beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. I didn't know that I could teach that. So thank you for, yeah, giving me the space to think about a process, and it's totally teachable. Mm.
Amazing. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Co-creation, women. I love it. Let's see what the others said. So Emily, oh, I already read that. Nick. I felt that each part was representing different stages of my life. Wow, that's huge. The parts have a shared goal, but within that they wanted to be acknowledged and play a part. Yep. So getting back into my creative side, getting back into hiking. So beautiful. Perfection part was your inner child not being heard. Wow, not being fully allowed to play. Oh, of course. Yes, the all-in be busy part was the teenager, younger adult, transition stage, and pure fear about being unprepared for the world. And slow down part was wanting to just focus on the journey and filling my cup. See how, oh, what a beautiful share. See how each part has a beautiful intention. We just need to find a way for them all to cohabitate together and play nice together. Because if you ignore one part, it's ignoring a part of us that has a very important need. Yes, we can't ignore the need underneath it anymore. So you had a need for play, you had a need for being prepared in the world. You type 6, Nick. Enneagram. 9, sorry, yeah, forget that. I was like, okay, that's a very 6 thing anyway. And for filling your cup and doing the work. Yeah, so all of those needs are very important. Yeah, they all need to be acknowledged. We just got to find a way for them all to play nice together now. Oh, beautiful. Wow, that was so beautiful, ladies. Woo! Key takeaways, one word maybe to share as we tie things up for today.
Play and have fun.
Play and have fun. Yes, so say I give myself permission to play and have fun.
I give myself permission to have fun and play.
Yes. It's okay. Now you do the 4 statements. It's okay for me to have fun and play. It's safe for me. See how now all the work can,
Yeah.
combine. Yeah, all parts are welcome at the table. Yes.
Yes. That's a great one, Emily.
All my parts are welcome at the table. I have a really great song. I'm pretty sure I played it in Breathworks. I'm going to find that. Oh yeah, it's called All of Me, and it literally speaks to this. It speaks to parts. I'm going to share it in the group as an integration piece for you all for the week. Oh my God, thank you, ladies. I'm emotional. So emotional, so beautiful. Just the power of this work, the power of this community, the power of the sisterhood. Next week, I'm going to be in a different country and I'm going to be living my dream. And I thank you girls so much.
You deserve it, and you did the work to get there.
Yeah,
You're
I'm still
amazing.
shitless, but I'm going to do it.
You're gonna do it.
And yeah, I have lots of beautiful surprises for you while I'm away because, I'm navigating different countries and internets that might be up and down. And I've spoken to some, our beautiful women, Kira, Teresa, Leo, all of them are going to be here for the group if I can't be. If there's any day or week that I can't get onto internet, I've got all of them on standby.
Amazing.
Yeah, and they'll jump on. I've got I've got guest speakers planned. I've got workshops planned where Teresa has agreed to do an Enneagram workshop because she is like way more experienced, like huge expert in that. And yeah, any other requests, drop them in the group, and yeah, I'll do my best because we got 6 months of magic now.
Exciting.
Yay.
Thank you, ladies.
Gita.
Love
Wishing you a
all.
safe and magical trip.
Thank you. I'll see you from Bali next week.
We'll see you
Thank
next
you,
week.
ladies.
Bye.
Oh
Have
my
a great
God,
week.
I want to come go to Bali.
Thank you, ladies.
Love you all.
All the best,
Bye.
Majida.
Bye. Bye.